Yes. Yeah, man. Big Spliff, the movie continues. So, sorry. What went down at the United Nations when 420 was passed through and marijuana was legalized? I leave for you to see in the film. All I can tell you is that immediately after ganja was legalized, the Israelis pressed forward for a huge part of Malawi's trade and said that we want to buy 60% of all the ganja you produce. We shall send our people down there and set up the infrastructure to ensure that everything happens smoothly. Well, the government of Malawi, since it was legal, since white people are doing it, Americans are doing it, South Africans are doing it, since even people from the Holy Land, they want to buy it, then maybe, it's just better for us as Malawians to do it. There's nothing wrong with it. Our people have been smoking it for so long. So they go ahead. And Malawi becomes well off. Everybody is selling cheap ganja. Some of it is not even ganja. And the Israelis, they don't care whether it is ganja or not. They just take it all and say, Malawi gold, Malawi gold, Malawi gold, Malawi gold, Malawi gold. They ship it off. In the meantime, people are making connections and they're collecting fish and shipping off the fish disguised as ganja, taking it to the fish-loving Prime Minister. Where else? To his bunkers. Where else? Life goes on like that. Well, I'm beginning to lose the plot. Bear with me. Big Spliff the movie is going to my head. Oh yeah. The market gets flooded with ganja that's no good. And it's just lying about. Now the sponsors start to get mad. Why are you buying so much ganja? And why from Malawi? They begin to have doubts about this Prime Minister who they've been sponsoring. They ask themselves questions and say, no, something is not right. So they put him under pressure and he has to answer. Now, he needs to get rid of all the surplus ganja. And he thinks, well, what about all our neighbors? We should start a campaign to get them all to start smoking, so there shall be peace in this area. But we need somebody to market the idea of smoking. So that's where our young friend comes in. Yes, he arrives in Israel on a mission to market marijuana to the Palestinians, to the Syrians, to the Egyptians, to everybody around him, and all the visitors. And I must say they do a good job. They build a big spliff for him, and he's walking around with this big spliff on the beach, in the streets, everywhere people come around, take pictures with this spliff, and they sing along, and they release a song called Big Spliff, and everybody's just really having a good time with this big spliff. Everybody gets high and wise with this ganja. There's ganja wars all over the world now. Everybody wants to sell their ganja. The Jamaicans had foreseen this. That is why they had gone looking for the oil, to make sure that theirs would be the best, most potent ganja on the market. So they come to Israel too. But they find a place that is already used to ganja. Low quality ganja. Nobody cares about anything, they're just happy. Peace comes to the land. Everybody is happy. Except a small group of militant. Oh yes, we do. Yes, the Jamaicans are not too happy either because they want to sell theirs, but that is nothing compared to the small group of militant Palestinian women freedom fighters. Hardcore women. They're not taking any of this nonsense at all. So eventually, they capture the man most responsible for it. Our friend from Malawi. Yes, they capture him and take him in for questioning. Unfortunately, our friend does not know when to keep his mouth shut, and he happens to say something pretty forward to the highest in command, who happened to be very beautiful and very sexy and very much against men because she's had her experiences with them, especially black men. And this happens to be a black man, and this happens to piss her really off. She commands that he should get a beating and solitary confinement. That's what happens to our friend. Big Spliff the movie. Are you following? Big Spliff the movie.